be moving on and speaking about people. First, before we get into Pepe, we're going to speak about Willian. First things first, people. Moving forward, these are copied and paste quotes based off. This was obviously actually in the aftermath after the cup game. You know, on Willian, he said, I think he was improving and improving. Now, before I actually carry on, people, I think a lot of this is clearly Arteta is Willian's guy. Willian's your guy. You play him consistently for whatever reason, and he doesn't deserve it. So I think he's trying to save him a bit. And I'm not going to lie, Willian does, as poor as Willian is playing, he looks shot on confidence. That's a negative cocktail. When you have a player that isn't good and a man that's not confident, it's scary, people. It's something that is going to harm you. And I think that's it. For me personally, Arteta's going to have to drop Willian. You know, you've got Saka on the left. Martinelli's injury might tip things, and you know that probably means Saka moving back over to the left-hand side, and you're going to see Willian back in. But I think you've got to drop him. You know, you've got to pick your best players, and guys like Willian are costing you. They're costing you points. Again, he's still only had 2 shots on target since he signed for this club. I'm sure you saw his effort where he fondled over the bar. You played him on the right. You've played him centrally last game, and he's not grabbed his chances. He's not. You know, and again, someone like Reece Nelson, I think Nelson needs to go out on loan and hasn't grabbed the minimum chances he's had. But between Nelson, Pepe, you know, Saka even and whatnot, Smith Rowe before, maybe any other young players on the cusp of things, how much time has Willian wasted? How much of these appearances and minutes that Willian has played, how much of it could have been redistributed elsewhere? Like, again, I'm going off topic, people. But, you know, I'm not saying everyone else would be playing better, but what could other players do with those opportunities? Where would we be? Again, it's not a William hate campaign, but it's pretty scary. You know, he's signed for 3 years. He's playing week in, week out. He's 32, so he's naturally going to start declining. And his numbers are extremely mediocre, to put it nicely, people, you know. He's not the most prolific on the best of days. You know, he's yet to score in 18 appearances. He's got 3 assists for Arsenal. 1 was against Wolves and 2 was against Fulham. So again, you know, he's only really got 1 assist since the first game of the season. He's played 13 times in the league and done F all with it, people. And he's played solid minutes. You know, he's been allowed to get match rhythm and stuff. He's playing solid minutes. And I think the fact that he's barely even completed, despite playing full minutes, the fact that he's being subbed early means patience must be wearing thin with Willian. To be fair, I think he was decent against Man United, as the whole team was, but patience is wearing thin. You know, he got clipped against Wolves, 65 minutes against 45 against Leeds, clipped against Wolves, somehow played 90 against Spurs, 82 against Burnley, you know, but surely patience is wearing thin. Fair enough, he's been injured, but you can't afford to keep carrying players, especially when they're not young. They're 32. They've been around the block. There should be nobody within that football team right now at Arsenal that understands what we need, the task at hand, more than Willian, because he's been in these environments. Dare I say, he's been in more pressurized environments like Chelsea, where there's more of a need to get results and things. So I can't accept a lot of this from Willian. But for what it is, you know, I think he was improving and improving. The other day he came on really well against West Brom. He's been out as well because he was ill, which is true. And that is true. He has lost some rhythm because he's been out and not really been training and playing and things, as has been said. He said today was the first time that he started the game. He had some good moments. He had some other moments that he needed more help sometimes. And I do think I would like to see you be this nice to other players, really, Arteta. You know, I wouldn't, you know, he was just call a spade a spade. He didn't have good moments. He did not. He didn't. And some decisions weren't the best. Again, he's trying to save face. Now I'm getting the real Arteta. But we're going to keep trying with him. He shows in training how much he wants it. He had some highlights in the game, and it's about keeping the confidence in him. We know the player he is. You know, if you believe in him, you believe in him. And, you know, I would have concerns if Arteta gave up fully on him. You know, drop him, give up on him, but don't kill his confidence. Still kind of keep him going, sort of thing. And I hear what you're saying about training, you know, but you said a man ain't been training for 2 weeks. So how's he shown how much he wanted it? So why is he starting? The fact that he started and the fact that he came off the bench the minute he's fit again of sorts against West Brom tells you how he's a favoured player. If he was just a squad player, there'd be less scrutiny. You know, so I don't agree with that. And I hear what you're saying about training, but to a degree, it's about what you're doing on the match day. There's some man who train poor and play well. Some man play well and train amazingly, which is Willian. You know, I hear what you're saying about training, how much he wants it, but I genuinely can't see, based on you reviewing your footage, based on training, that he's a genuine option ahead of some other people. You know, because at this moment in time, I'd rather shoehorn Eddie and get your right wing than Willian, really and truly. And that's even an appalling option. You get the point. Obviously, Willian's confidence is down. Now, I do think better performances will help Willian. and get his confidence. I do think the manager can do a bit to get his confidence, but fundamentally, the only person that can pull his confidence back is him. And if his confidence is shot, like you said with Lacazette, take it man out the team, you know. And he said, I think when the team is winning, it's easier because there's more time to do that process. He needs to build the relationship with some players. Today, he played in a slightly different position as well. We'll get there. I hope we do get there with Willian, but I can't see it. At worst, I knew Willian was going to frustrate me. I just thought we'd see a bit more than this. I didn't think it would be that bad, people, personally. Now, that's on Willian. Arteta's also spoken about Pepe, and I think the writing's on the wall for Pepe personally. I want Pepe. I like Pepe. I don't think he's a bad player. Is he frustrating? Yes. Is his IQ a bit behind? Yes. You know, is he frustrating? Yes. But I do think, you know, there's a player in there, but I just think we're going to cut our losses. Is this club going to take, I don't think you're getting 30-40 million for Pepe. You know, I think you'll be lucky to get 20. Do I see this club taking a 50 million pound hit, assuming they got 20 million for Pepe, and then they'd have to bring in another winger or a forward and address all the other areas like in goal, centre half, midfield, that we've been linked with, maybe even right back, because nobody's nailed that down, a backup left back perhaps, and also with moving players on. Do I see them taking this hit, especially if we probably will not get Champions League football, you know? Do I see them taking this hit? No. So we might have to just persist with Pepe on one hand. We have to just keep trying until it goes somewhere. I'd rather hear the language about we'll get there and all of these things about Pepe versus Willian. You know, one's 25, one's 32. It's about the willingness to learn that's going to separate Pepe. And I've said it before, he's got to use Bukayo Saka as a positive example, and he's defended him before, but you know, apparently Mikel Arteta is eager to help Nicolas Pepe succeed at Arsenal after a rocky start. You know, 8 goals during his debut campaign. You know, and let's be real, his numbers were decent if you look at all comps and whatnot. Again, I'm saving face a bit, but what has he said here? He said we need to help him to succeed. In order to do that, he needs minutes, he needs consistency in the team, and when he has that, he needs to show what he's capable of. And I get that sometimes you need match rhythm. As much as I'm getting at Willian for his last result performance, you know, he's been out for 2 weeks. You know, Reece Nelson didn't take his chances in the last game, but I think, you know, considering he ain't played since Rapid Vienna, it's difficult. Pepe, you know, you threw a man in versus City one time and he didn't have any, you know, it's down to him to perform and take his chances, but at the same time, you're not using a man, you're not letting him build up his rhythm and confidence, and then you're throwing him in. Some players are like that. They need a run of games. Some man don't, and they'll take their chances. It's all different, and it's about recognizing that. You know, based on the way we've been playing, Pepe hasn't got in the team. We've been playing well, you know, and things like that. And it is true, he does need minutes. He needs to show consistency, but that's down to Arteta to give him the platform to do that. And then it's down to Pepe to grab his opportunities and like Smith Rowe and Saka show a reason as to why Arteta should throw a hat on you. When you play like how you did against Newcastle, I think that's the sort of performance, because you tried to force things. Yeah, the shooting was poor. Sometimes the decision making weren't quite there, but you know, he wasn't just resigned to just whatever's happening. I saw a proactive one versus a passive one. He looked more demanding on his teammates and stuff. And maybe whether that's because he's, you know, the pressure is off because it's the FA Cup, whether that's because, you know, Arteta's giving him confidence, whether he's got the hump because he's not playing, whether he wants to prove people wrong, we don't know. But he's done it. So I don't think he's played his way into the Crystal Palace plans, because like I said, Bukayo Saka is there. The only thing that could see that change is if obviously Martinelli's injury probably means you could shift Aubameyang back to the left-hand side and then bring in Lacazette. I don't think Lacazette can be on the bench until he drops his form. Right now, he's the man right now. So there's something that you could do in that. Or, you know, you could say, you know what, I'm keeping Aubameyang through the middle. Saka's going to go to the left and Pepe's on the right. For me, if there is a change up, once again, it's Aubameyang to the left-hand side. It's Lacazette through the middle. Smith Rowe has to start, and Saka's obviously done what he's needed to do. Until there's a drop-off in form, none of these players deserve to lose their spots, in the same way Marie as well, in my personal opinion. The only thing that goes against Marie is obviously the 2 left-footed centre-halves, and I keep indirectly speaking about it. I promise you we're going to get onto that, people. And obviously he went on to say, Arteta went on to say, I think it's hard to make a judgment on some players that haven't played many minutes over the last 2 or 3 weeks and to throw them in and expect them to be the best on the pitch. I don't think it happens. And Nico tried. He tried all game and had some really good moments where he could have scored 2 or 3 goals, which I'd agree with. Not too sure. Ian Wright was very critical of Pepe's performance and the young players. I don't really feel Pepe played amazing, but I didn't really feel he warranted that, Uncle Ian, but it is what it is. He also went on to say, in normal circumstances and with his ability in those positions, he puts the ball in the back of the net. He didn't do it, but I think his contribution was good. So he needs to show a bit more, people. Ian Wright went on to say, very, very poor from Pepe today. Same with Willian. These are players we needed a lot from, and we are just not getting it, to be honest. Like I said, I don't think Pepe played amazing, a 5/6 out of 10, but I think very, very poor is harsh. I've defo seen Pepe play a lot poorly, and I defo feel, you know, again, he's a relatively new signing, so it's not really relevant. But you know, you had Cedric there, who was also poor, and you haven't said anything about him. In relation to Willian, can't disagree. You know, Willian was anonymous, so bit harsh from Uncle Ian, but he's entitled to his opinion regardless. Big up Ian Wright, man.